Hi everyone, welcome once again to the 24-bit podcast, and this is a follow-up to, we've just recorded a podcast on Safaricom Hook, so if you're watching this, you can also watch that. If you're listening, you can also go and listen to that. That was episode 67, this is episode 68, and we're going to talk about things that are dear to us, things that you know us for. We're going to talk about phones. So we've done a bunch of reviews, so if you have to go to techish.com, if you have to go to techtrends.ke.co.ke, and if you have to come to 100kenya.com, you'll see a bunch of reviews that have gone up over the last few weeks. Those reviews are for phones that we've been using over the last 2-3 months, so we want to talk about those phones, sum them up for you. Yeah. Like for instance, we've discussed on this podcast financing for the Samsung foldables, but we've since that recording, we've since used those foldables. Dickson did publish like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago his review. He even has a very nice video for the Infinix Zero 30 5G. Nick is using the 030 5G and it's all over his Twitter. And I reviewed it, published the other day, and all of us have been using the Reno 10 5G.
Reno 10 5G I used kitambo.
It
feels like a whole
It's launched in September, so it's just the other day. We've since had the iPhones, and the rich man amongst us bought an iPhone. So there's the new iPhone. So there's a whole lot to discuss. As usual, I'm your host, Chenze Emmanuel.
Nixon Kanali.
Dickson Otieno.
So first things first, we've done already the intro to these devices we're going to talk about, and we've talked a little bit about them, but I'm still going to ask Nick, what phones have you been using over the last 3 months?
The last 3 months. Wow, so many.
3 months. We are recording this at the end of October, so you're looking at October, September, August?
No.
Yes.
So there's of course the Reno 10 5G. I've used I know late, but come on 20 Pro, and it launched earlier, but I used it. I've also reused the
Fold.
The Fold, of course. The Nokia X30 5G.
How many phones are those?
I've used the Infinix Note 30 Pro.
And now,
Nokia G11.
I know what's on the table here is the 030.
Yes, what I have here is the 030. I'm also holding the my favorite
Xiaomi 12 Pro.
Yes,
But that's from beyond. Okay. So have you kept a count? How many phones are those?
Whoa.
A lot,
as you say.
Dixon, how many phones have you used over the last 3 months?
First of all, I think we need to say something maybe our viewers don't know. Sometimes we use phones that we never talk about. Sometimes there's phones tumetumia na hautawaiona on Twitter manini because there's just so much work. So Infinix Note 30 VIP, Infinix 030 5G, Oppo Reno 10. It was Reno 10. Tulikuwa na the base model. I am currently part-timing with the Galaxy Fold 5. And I'm also using the 15 Pro Max.
Say iPhone 15.
iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yes.
What about you?
The last 3 months, kwani mnatumia hii Note 30 juzi aje? I'm looking at my review came out on July 24th, 2023, and I'm not usually the fast with the reviews. I usually take my time before penning them, so I must have used it early. Anyway, the last 3 months, if I can account for them, when we did our road trip, because that's still within the 3 months, I was using the Xiaomi Note 12, which I've had for a while.
Yes, I also had that.
I was using the Xiaomi Note 12, which I've had for a while, and which is now unpacking, and it's going to be my secondary phone when I'm not using the Reno 10 5G.
I used the Note 12 Pro Plus.
Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. It's the one you came to shoot me a video of.
Yes.
That's what I had as well.
So it's going to be my backup phone for the Reno, because I really like that phone. It's only I'm doing is I only got 128 GB onboard storage. Nilipita hiyo category 128 GB kitambo. I am minimum 256. So that's why but it's a backup, works well with the primary reason I got it. My phone at that time was the Reno 8T 5G, but it wasn't playing nice with Android Auto, and the Xiaomi Note 12 was a natural. Then I moved to that. Immediately I came to the Infinix 030 5G because I've used this phone for 2 months. end to end, like it's the nicest phone Infinix has ever made. Tutaziongelea
Saying it and people also can hate.
tutaziongelea in detail shortly. So I moved from the Xiaomi Note 12, went to the Infinix, and then around the same time Oppo was launching the Reno 10 series. So they have the Reno 10 and the Reno 10 Pro. So I got the Reno 10 5G. It's what I've been using mostly as my main phone. Yeah, and then along the way Samsung did give me their Flip 5, Sendio. Yeah.
For a week.
It was supposed to be a week. The person we were co-sharing during the review period was supposed to pick it. She didn't come pick it, so I ended up staying with it for almost a month. Yeah, which matches my stay with the Fold 4 last year. So yeah, there we are. Now the Flip has gone back to Samsung. I have my Reno 10 5G, is what I'm using. I just released its review and I gave it a 3-star. And I gave the 030 5G a 5-star. Yes, so now as we transition to the next phase of this podcast, I'll just tell you what makes the Reno 10 5G get a 3-star. Don't get it wrong. And if you have to read the review that I've posted, you'll see this. It's a bloody good phone. It's fantastic. Excellent. I'm running out of adjectives. I'm running out of adjectives to describe it. But in my case, why it gets 3 stars is, you know what they say about familiarity and breeding contempt. The phone is we've reviewed these Renos from the early ones. I think from Reno 3, yes. Yeah. From Reno 3 to now we are 10. The only one we didn't have was Reno 9 because it didn't come to the Kenyan market. Over the last 4, they just feel the same.
From Reno 8, what was it? The boxy one.
Yeah. The Reno 8 5G was the box one. Then they did the T model,
which was so good.
Yes, but now T and the 10,
it's just the same experience.
just a slim, any 8mm 7.99.
Yes.
And then
same battery.
very light, same battery. ColorOS is 13.1 is still around the same. The fast charging is the same, 67 watts.
My problem was with Reno 10 is we should have reviewed the 5G, the Pro.
Yeah, because the Pro is the first time we are getting the Pro in Kenya.
Yeah, we were given the Pro and we were supposed to review it, but I don't know what happened.
Because the standard variant of the Reno 10 is like, for the lack of a better word, to sum it up in one word, is underwhelming.
It's a perfect underwhelming phone.
Yeah, like how did I title my review? I think I called it "Playing It Safe." Like it's the safe phone. But now that ordinarily is a good thing. Like Apple has been doing this for how many years now? Si unanunanga tu iPhone same. Nauziwaka tu iPhone same. Wanaongezanga gas banners hapo nyuma. Apple has been doing that for ages.
Tuko na fast charging. Tuko na 5x lens.
Are you hearing yourself? Like Apple has been doing that with lots of success. But
Tuko na always on display.
okay. The problem here is this phone on our table. The 030 5G.
It's cheaper.
You can't be playing it safe when this phone exists.
The pricing is almost similar to what Oppo is offering.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper.
model,
Yeah.
This is 54K for 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, incredible fast charging, and you know the best part, 4K 60 FPS on all cameras.
Yes. Like, and then wachana na hizo specs. Most times we cite specs and then you go use the phone, the display is not it. That phone is
144
hertz. Yeah. Like that phone is so good. Like Infinix out. Like in fact, one of the things I was saying in my review is, now how do you go from there? Like what do they do in the next phone?
How do you make it exciting?
Yeah.
I love that phone.
But if you've been following the Zero series from Infinix, there's always
Unakumbuka Zero Ultra?
Yeah, no, they do great things with it, but there's always like, could have been this. This is the phone that does not have cool dash shoulder. Everything is there now. And then the 5G, I experienced the first time in Kienda Lavi after doing a long road trip to Mombasa. It's fast.
Yeah,
like
5G is fast.
read write, like all these camera iko fit, like this is the phone where when you are for your review to appear balanced, you start looking for problems.
Yes. Because I said
This phone is like what I would call the flagship kill of the year. Like, there's no reason for.
I saw someone disputing that.
Yes, people disputed that. But my question is, phone inakupea 4K 60 FPS and it's 4K quality.
Yeah, HDRA phone is really good if you take photos in sun with faces na nini.
I have shot TikToks with this phone. I've shot a review of the Renault 10. The front-facing camera was shot using this phone. I have used this phone the whole day. Battery life iko poa. Fast charging iko poa. Speed za kusoma, speed za kuswitch apps iko poa. Why should someone spend more if they can spend 50K and get that value?
By the way, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, we've not been sponsored by Infinix to say all of that. Those are just our opinions. We just like this thing. Yeah.
What is the charging speed?
60 watts. Let me get.
See, wanaitaje fast charging technology yao?
All round fast charge.
Yeah, all around fast charge. So it's actually caught up to Oppo's SuperVOOC. Yeah. So I was there saying Oppo now needs to do something. We moved from getting 65 watt fast charging on the Reno series to 67, and we've been at 67 for a bit. They need to show us something new. Hawa jamaa wanatupatia 144 Hz. If you're keeping the specs race, you need to move up, but overall the experience needs to be better. This is a large phone. When you're using it, you don't feel as much. Actually, this the close. Yeah. This is a phone. Niliingia some bank branch in Emali, and it struck a conversation with the teller. And every other person just wants to know what it is, because one, it doesn't scream Infinix anywhere on the front, so you'll be very curious. And the other thing we didn't say, the sound is actually good, and there's no JBL tuning. It's just powered by Infinix. So like
tuning was on
the
not that of JP. Yes.
Your phone really reminded me of the Zero Ultra, which they launched last year but didn't make noise about. Had 180 watt fast charging. I did not return that charger.
And it can charge your machines. Yeah.
Fast.
I don't know. Infinix, I think, paid for all the licenses. So if you go on an iPhone, it fast charges. On a Samsung, it fast charges. On an iPad, it fast charges. Yeah.
Why don't they scream from the rooftops about it?
They'll bring it on
Primo as something later on. So that phone feels like the Zero Ultra, just with some different changes in the processor and in the fast charging. Because Zero Ultra was 180 watt, this is 68 watt. Yeah.
very well built.
Aya.
Mumeangusha hiyo simu? This phone is well built.
But it looks very compact. And then this waterfall design, you know, people have opinions about curved displays, but they've done it so well.
I made a TikTok about that phone, and it has over 300k views, and the comments zilikuwa, why are you copying Samsung? So I made a video with 3 phones. That one, the Oppo Reno 8T, the Oppo Reno 10, the phone you have, Xiaomi 12 Pro. And I asked people when they're sitting on the desk, can you tell which one is which? Because they look the same from the front. Yeah, people need to move from that was a Samsung design. That's a design that everyone currently uses.
Interesting. Now, talking about Samsung, you've used the foldables. Nisikia maoni.
Oh, I'm using the Fold 5. I don't carry it everywhere because I realized I'm not using the outer display. I don't know about you people. I never use the outer display on the Fold 5. It's very thin.
And of course, it's a Fold, it's Samsung. I mean, of course, the experience is quite good. Yeah. I think Samsung being the pioneers of foldables, I think each year I keep seeing something new.
I can't see anything new on the Fold 5.
Maybe just with the hinge and everything, but actually everything else just like...
Imagine if you tell me a hinge is new, it's like telling me the hinge on this door is new. Me, I only see the door. I never go to see the hinge. I literally don't feel like there's anything new. It feels more compact, like if you hold it, it feels thinner. But I can't.
It's more. It folds more flat.
Flat.
Compared to what we used to see.
Yes, that's all.
But that's no longer a wow factor. The folding flat comes after we've seen the TECNO, which was cheaper, folding all flat. And no, that Oppo didn't come here, but it was folding all flat.
And plus, we've also seen around other companies releasing foldables. Is it Motorola that they're flat, like more than what you know?
The Nini is still there, the crease is still there, I still see it. But what I've noticed that I think I would like to point out ni battery. Battery feels way better this year. On the Fold, I haven't used the Flip, you used the Flip. But on the Fold, battery is way better. And standby is really good because like I said, I don't carry it everywhere, so it just sits. Nikifika na nifungue, if I left it at 87, it will be at 86 even a day later, so that's good.
Interesting.
But we are having units that are not like
they're pre-production units, so our experiences.
So our experience might not be what people have, because I haven't received any software updates, anything.
I did receive a software update the night before I took back my flip. Yeah, and that was like the second software update the entire time I've had it.
But one thing I need to say, I wish Samsung get them, because I felt, and it's something I've noticed with all the foldables, they are quite heavy. Can they make them a bit lighter? Because I've been reading reviews for the foldables,
Umeona the
Honor
foldable yao mpya. That thing is this thin.
talking
And
about,
very usable from the screen ya mbele na ya ndani.
and this one plus that everyone it's
one
gotten
plus
the
open.
best reviews of any
Yes,
foldables right now.
So and imagine
The Fold 5 is 300k. My god, unatembea nayo simu hata unaogopa, and still kuna phones zenye unaona YouTube zina
200k because it's 193k, so that's 200k. So ukiwa umeshika niliona picha ya George alikuwa ameshika mbili, and somebody was telling me you have what 600k.
That was my comment. I told you actually, you're putting like almost half a million.
Like it's crazy. That was actually my experience nikitoka Paris, because I had a bunch of phones I was reviewing, plus I carried this Air, and I had some and the Kindle Paperwhite that I used to read books. So like my bag had like 10 gadgets or something, and those guys were like, what's going on here? Told them I'm a reviewer, so sina boxes, sina anything. Phones actually you can tell clearly isimu imekuwa ikitumiwa. Sometimes they are reasonable, sometimes they are unreasonable. I don't know. Okay, those phones we've talked about, which ones can you recommend? Why?
Top of my list, Infinix 030. I've made noise about it. I've called it the flagship killer of the year, and yeah.
Nick?
Of course, the Infinix 030. Then of course the Oppo Reno 1050 comes in second.
I would also shout out Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G.
Yeah, if you have the money, the Fold is an option.
No.
If you have the money. If you have the money.
Those people for whom the Fold is an option won't listen to a podcast to buy it. Like you look at the president and his handlers and everyone else, they have. And the other time we were talking to Safaricom executives, everyone will come on the table, they'd have the Fold. Those ones don't need a podcast to convince them to buy that Fold.
And of course with that screen unaona pale mbele, anapewa simu na it's a Fold, anafungua like, okay.
How do you want to afford this of it?
And maybe just before you go, the FE as well came in.
S23 FE. I don't know. I hope we get some hands-on.
$699 or $799.
No, what I liked about it, it's a more accessible Galaxy S23, because if you have to look at the prices for the S23, zilikuwa available in March. If you have to look at the prices when they were announced locally in March, those prices are still steep even at now. And I liked everything that the S23 FE offers. Yes, it's a step down from what we get from the S22 and even S23, but at least for me, it's the outright Galaxy S series phone that I'd recommend. Hizo zingine, they have nice things, but when you come to the pricing, you are stuck trying to justify that.
S23 FE na a series kama A7.
Yes, it looks like
a
54 you start.
Kuna sasa pali the line is so thin.
No, I think they are counting on the name. Samsung used to do that kitambo with the light models. So you'll find a Galaxy S20 something light, and there's nothing Galaxy S anything there. They're just selling you a name. So that has happened in the past.
Yeah, the device financing options. You can listen to our podcast on device financing. We learned during that episode that you can finance up to 10k devices.
Starting from 10k? Yeah. You haven't told us about another phone you've used. So tell.
You want me to talk about the iPhone 15 Pro Max? When Apple launched the phone, I think what caught my eye was video recording quality of the new 15 Pro Max, thanks to the new chipset and the new lenses. So that's the reason I upgraded from the 13 Pro Max, which was 3 generations down, Sasa? Ama 2 generations down. I had the 13 Pro Max. If you watch YouTube videos are techish, TikToks are techish, that's the camera I've been using for that. So the main reason for the upgrade was cameras and USB-C. So now I carry one cable for everything. My Infinix 180 watt charger is what I carry to charge everything. What I really like about the phone so far is it's very light. I think titanium. What I really like, it's very, very light. Type C. Cameras are quite good. There was overheating issues, but by the time I was getting mine, the update had arrived. Yeah. And I got a model from Hong Kong allowing dual SIM cards because I couldn't get the US only version because the US only version is only eSIM. Yes.
Interesting. Is it a phone you'd recommend to people?
If you're a creator, I wrote an article saying the Infinix 15 Pro Max should be on every creator's hand. Yeah. Because that phone allows me to do, we can literally shoot this podcast on that phone and no one will tell the difference.
We need to talk about the Oppo Find N
2 and 3.
the one that actually that came to Kenya.
Yeah, they sent me a press release. No, it hasn't come to Kenya.
No, I'm talking about the one that Oppo first.
No, that's an old phone though.
That's about
It's
4-5 months ago.
It's an old phone. It was in my list of the media, the foldables you can buy in Kenya as of media 2023. I'm supposed to refresh that. So I have that top of mind because the new one, they just sent us a press release saying, hey, these phones have been launched globally. So I sent them back an email asking, give me a local context. Because I track they've been launched globally. But what my readers will want to know is if they'll be seeing this phone anyway. Okay, I haven't heard back. So maybe when they watch this or they hear this, they'll answer my email. Final thoughts?
No, Xiaomi is also bringing this. Xiaomi brought the Redmi 12.
Oh,
Redmi
good.
12,
Yeah,
12,
but we haven't seen it. We just written about
I
it.
think that's it used to be
their budget offering. Sidio?
We'll be here for a while because I have things to say to get off my chest about that phone.
it used to be their budget offering, I believe.
But now it's around 22K. Yeah.
No.
There is a 12C and 12A, which will be cheaper. Yeah.
Before then, we had the 12C.
Yes.
12C and really launched in March or something,
the
and then we had a 2 plus
A 2 plus
in May. Now here is where I have a problem. I'm lost. Which one of these is the entry level from Xiaomi?
entry level nimekumbuka is the
A plus,
the
A series.
the alphabet series is always the entry level. Then
Not
the numbers-
always. We used to have the numbers. We used to have like the time my very first Xiaomi tulikuwa 5. I bought a 5A, I bought a 6A, I bought a 7A.
Yes, those were sorry.
Nimegonga mic. Those were the entry level. So ukisikia number uone alphabet, that's the entry level. Then we are now on Xiaomi 12. So 12C budget, 12 not mid range or lower upper budget. Note wakiongeza note mbele mid range. Wakitoa Redmi ikue Xiaomi 12.
Is anyone still following? See how that is very confusing because and also that brings something with regards to the pricing. Gets lost
And Xiaomi
somewhere in
loves
there.
that.
Yeah.
Xiaomi really loves confusing pricing.
So that customer aone Kenya ameona na habai Kenya atapata. Yes. So either way they make money.
I have a question. Huh? So you remember when Samsung brought the A series, and of course we complained about the pricing, how
This year's pricing.
yes, for the A series. So Oppo has the new A series smartphones.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oppo has the new A series.
Yeah.
Ones are the A58, I believe.
Kuna A58, A78, A98. Yeah.
I think
A98 is the one at
just Reno.
46K.
I think it's just a Reno device. Everything is
No,
is
A98 is the descendant of a device we've reviewed on this podcast. A93. We loved that phone. Serious? Yeah.
So there is the A58, A98, and A78. I think the A58 is quite exciting because it's 34K.
989.
Is that a better buy than the Galaxy A34?
Yes. 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 No, I'm not even going to say because of specs. It's just cheaper.
Yeah.
There's a 5G phone there as well. Which one is it?
The A98 is the 5G van. Yeah. And that A98 means it's a competitor to these phones we've been talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And also now it also competes with the I want to believe they discontinued Reno HT series in Kenya because now that competes with it.
Directly with it.
And now also that competes with the base model Reno 10.
Reno 10, yes.
Also, that's messy.
I think the only reason not to get the 98 is it's not AMOLED, it's an IPS LCD. Then there's the A78, which I think sounds like a really good deal, but still IPS, not.
And the A98 picks a lot of the specs of the Reno 8T 5G, like the chipset Snapdragon 695, which is the same, fast charging around the same, which is also what you get in the entry level Reno 10, if you can call it that. Also, the Pro has the same 67 watts, so what you get in the Reno 10. That's it. Do we have any other phones we are interested in talking about? Oh, please. Okay. Anyway, go.
Nokia HMD announced
They're becoming
launching their own branded phones, and I am wishing all of them the best of luck because they will not sell.
What? No. They've like how many years now?
cannot have-
They launched in Kenya in August of 2017.
No, it is earlier.
No. HMD after the rebrand when they brought the.
Yes,
It
yes,
was
yes,
2017 of August. So around now, Nokia and HMD is 6 year old in the market. Do you know what they've done in those 6 years? Other than selling Kina Nokia 105, which have a good reception. Remember buying one for my grandmother. Other than selling Kina Nokia 105, the smartphones wamekuwa kibanko nostalgia.
You cannot sell, for example, HMD.
Sasa tumetoka kuongea in our last episode Safaricom Hook, we're talking about Gen Zs. How Gen Zs have no hangovers of Nokia.
Yes, alafu,
They were
Nokia-
they were being born when Nokia was a thing in our market.
How does Nokia HMD want to sell a phone with a Unisoc processor in
Yeah.
2023? 23 nanometer processor 2023.
23 tuko 4 nanometer.
Tuko 4 nanometer.
And Unisoc is what you used to call spread tram. Yeah.
You can't sell, like, they are very slow processors. They still use eMMC storage. They still use 3 gigs of RAM. Oh, we are offering updates. Enda kwa fastest updates. Oppo na Samsung are beating Nokia on updates.
Hata Realme is beating them. And they even stopped offering all their phones under Android One. They stopped shouting about it. Hiyo story iliisha.
By the way, umesema Realme. Any new thing from Realme?
I was talking to the lady who handles them locally. Alikuwa ananisalimia tu. There's nothing new from them.
But I have an interview with someone from Nokia, I think next week.
Please bring all of these to them.
Ask them to join
It's
us.
not going to be a video interview, so we're going to ask all these questions and see.
Ask them to join our podcast.
Like today in 2023, tunafaa kwa tunaongea 2024 because this year is almost wrapped. There is nothing exciting for you to get from Nokia. Honest opinion.
That's the truth.
I think they should use the X37 phones.
Where is it?
How much is it? How much is it?
How much is it? How does it stack up to hizi simu tumetoka kuongelea?
Okay, people call me a Nokia fanboy, but anyway, it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, the Oppo A58 is 29K, not 32K. Yeah.
Final words?
If you're a creator, please get the iPhone 15 Pro Max and use it to shoot.
If you're a rich creator, caveat.
No.
How
Check
much is
it.
this phone, Dixon?
Check it, KRA.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. To be honest, not your ordinary creator should just buy.
$1,100, yeah.
No, convert into local currency.
No, don't use local currency. Yeah, if you're a creator who wants to use one device for everything, I think it's a really good buy.
For that creator, local currency as of
Battery
now
life
is
is really
160k.
Battery life is really good. The cameras are really good. The build is really good. And Apple is still guaranteeing software updates. Kama sahi, we received 17.1 yesterday. Brought new bunch of features, really good battery life, really good performance. And you're getting performance, like this thing benchmarks faster than an M1 laptop, M1 Pro laptop. So, yeah.
Nick?
Final words, I think I like, let me just talk about Infinix. I like what they're doing with this. I mean, the direction they're taking, and I like this. I know it's like, when did you give me this device? I think,
That should be a few days ago.
yeah, a few days ago, and for those few days I've used it, I'm loving it. Love it. And of course, I'm hoping to see what Oppo is going to do with the next Reno series. And And of course, what else?
I'm hoping to see this company really make more noise about their Zero devices. Yeah. Stop making noise about Hot na nini. Make more noise about this.
I think they make noise about Hot because that's their reality. There was someone who did a survey sometime last year, and he was saying that we had moved from being a sub 10K smartphone market to now we were sub 24K. Yeah, so I think hizo Hot nyingi ziko na hapo, but my review, I focused on this being a poster child for Infinix. When you talk about Infinix to people who are buying Samsung Galaxy S's, they think of it as a very inferior brand. This is the phone that changes that perception. Like you use this and you're like, wait, this is from Infinix? So they should be making noise for that particular clientele.
Yes.
Yeah, because people have no issues with the Renos we talk about, even when they're falling short like the Renault 10. But then ukisema Infinix, they associate it with those cheaper phones. But this is nothing like that.
I think they need to make noise more about their device financing options, because they have zero interest, zero deposit. Like you can walk to an Infinix shop and walk away with that phone without having a massive deposit. You just walk away with the phone and pay your installments. Yeah. So they need to make noise about device financing, about their Zero
and
brand.
even have better after sales service.
Calcare all over. Yeah.
Because I mean, we both used Infinix phones before, and when you look at this phone, like it's like zero bloatware.
Hii phone imenikumbusha.
We didn't talk about that.
Bloatware.
Like they've worked on XOS. This is the first version of XOS.
That's
I've
actually
used.
quite nice.
Yeah, that's pleasurable to use.
The colored themes, the nini, that's
like
a good phone.
I can bet you go pick any random review I've written about Infinix. This summer I'm decrying XOS.
Yeah.
It didn't happen this time. Like
the bloatware is really
somebody
reduced.
understood their assignment, and finally you can see the results of you've been in their user surveys and everything.
Making noise about.
You can see the results.
The fingerprint scanner is fast.
Yeah.
The display looks good. The speakers are nice.
Like they didn't cut corners here. Finally,
they cut corners.
Where?
Cost. How do you sell that? How do you sell that for 55K? Like that chapa hapo jina ingine uone hiyo bei.
Yeah, by the way.
So many things are nice things about this phone. Please don't a candle.
By the way.
Thank you for listening in. I've been your host, Chenze Emmanuel. Please subscribe wherever you see this podcast. Please share.
Yeah, Nixon Kanali. Of course, you can check one of the things I do around tech and writing, of course, about phones on techtrends.ke.co.ke.
Dickson Otieno, techish.com.
Thank you. See you next time.